right, everybody. So welcome everyone who is here live with us in person, and welcome everyone who is watching online. So I'm Shenoah Grove. I am the president and founder of Texas REIAs. And as we go through the meeting tonight, we're going to share a lot of the tribal knowledge that we've picked up over the last almost 20 years of investing in real estate here in Texas. So excited to be able to share that knowledge with you, and excited to be able to help you guys as you are on your path as being a real estate investor. So I'm curious how many of you guys in here have been investing at all, like more than over the last year. Anybody? Okay, yeah. So tell me a little bit about what that experience has looked like for you. Okay, start off wholesaling. I'm sorry, you started off wholesaling and then what? And then you moved to probates. Would you mind hopping to that mic over there? You've been selected. Everyone thanks you. So what's your name? James. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah. I'm going to turn your mic on, so hold on one second. There we go. Got it? Yep. Mic is hot now. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So James, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing so far in real estate.
Yeah, so I started off as a wholesaler and then I moved to probates.
Okay, so what do you do? I mean, you can still wholesale a probate deal.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with the deal after? Are you doing something other than wholesaling it, or?
No, right now I'm just kind of like financing it.
Okay, financing it. Dig a little deeper on that for me.
I really don't know how to explain it.
So you're putting it under contract, and then how are you asking the owner for financing?
Yes.
Okay, and then how's that working out?
Not too well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what are you saying as you're going through the process and talking to them?
I'm trying to communicate their best options for them.
Their best options, yeah?
Yeah, to get them out the situation they're currently in.
Okay.
But it's still a hassle trying to negotiate that with some hardball sellers.
Okay, so what part are you struggling with? Are you struggling with getting it under contract? Are you struggling with asking them for the financing after you got it under contract, or through the negotiation, or?
Getting it under contract.
Getting it under contract, okay. And then what do you think their hesitation is?
Trusting me, really just trusting me, yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why don't you think they trust you?
I would say mainly just I'm trying to give them the best of my knowledge, but even more so, it's just kind of hard to explain when you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle.
Okay, hard to explain because you don't have all the pieces. So there's a saying in sales: a confused buyer does not buy. The same is true when it comes to real estate investing, except it's the opposite, but it's the same concept, which is a confused seller does not sell, which is ultimately what you're trying to get this person to do. You're trying to lock up this deal with them. And if they're confused, and what are some of the things that might make them confused, as an example? What do you think is stopping them?
Lack of information.
Lack of information. Are they asking you questions that you cannot answer?
Yes.
Are they asking you questions about the contract?
No.
No. What kind of questions are they asking you?
Asking questions about what am I going to do with it afterwards, and that explains to them. I try to be as honest as possible.
Okay. Well, do you think that would really be stopping them from from going under contract with you?
No.
I mean, sometimes it does. I mean, I've talked to many sellers who have said, there's a wedding venue here in Houston, and the owner who wants to sell very specifically said, I don't want to sell this to someone who's going to knock down the wedding venue and turn it into condos. And what am I thinking? Well, the best and highest use of this thing is to knock it down and turn it into condos, right? And this was their preference. So they really wanted someone who had that vision to continue that wedding venue, and wanted to keep it in that state. So there are people that will tell you, and in fact, a lot of people will tell you, will ask the question, well, what are you going to do with this? What are they asking you really? It's how are you going to honor, all of my, hard work, sweat equity, everything our family has put into it. So what do you say to that?
I had a guy like that in San Antonio. He worked on his property. It was just a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but he made it all nice, look very well, but he wanted it to go to a good family.
He wanted it to go to a good family. Do you hear that? Do you hear that from sellers?
That.
Yeah, you do. And is that maybe breaking some laws along the way, maybe, but do they do it anyway because they don't know? Yes. So what do you tell them?
I didn't know what to tell them.
You didn't know what to tell them. What do you guys think that you should tell them when they tell you, like, this is my vision for this property? This is my vision for me exiting out of this property. This is my vision for who the buyer is. What do you tell them? Help them out. Yeah, what do you tell them?
You have some ethical practices that you have to do, representing someone, so maybe some restrictions on that, like the certain type of buying they are trying to.
Okay, yeah, so you're saying that there's some fair housing restrictions. Yeah, no, I know. Did they know that though?
The sellers?
Yeah. No, they have no idea. They don't know who the protected classes are and who they can and cannot discriminate against who. They just have this vision, right, of who they want their house to go to, who they want to live there. Now, I'm not gonna, are you gonna tell them, hey, you're violating section 53A of the Fair Housing, Act. Are you guys gonna tell them that?
No.
No. What are you gonna tell them? What else you got? What are you gonna tell them? You want to get this house under contract. They're telling you this is my vision for this property, whether it's to go to a family or whether it's to stay a wedding chapel instead of being turned into condos. What are you gonna tell them? What are you guys gonna tell them? It's okay. Say what's on your mind. It's okay. Someone says they're gonna tell them exactly what they want to hear. Anybody else got an answer for this? You're going to spin it. I got all my spinners on the right side of the room. Okay, this is awesome. Okay. Yeah. And then sometimes we find that a lot of these houses that we find as real estate investors, are they in family-friendly condition?
No.
Are they? Usually not, right? So who do they have to pass through to get to family-friendly condition?
Inspection.
No, that would be me. Yeah, I want a great family to live here too. Don't you? Yeah, I want a great family to live here. But because it does not currently have indoor plumbing, it's got to pass through someone to get it into that position to ultimately get there, right? Is that a reasonable enough response to them? Are you going to be the one who's going to take it there and do that for them?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes.
Say it like you mean it.
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you something. So I told you a confused buyer does not buy, a confused seller does not sell. Let me tell you something else, and this is for all of you guys. And the two of you guys over here who said, just tell them what they want to hear. And for those of you guys who said, no, I'm in a no judgment zone because I'm going to ask you guys to be in a no judgment zone with me at some point today too. So for those of you who feel a little bit out of integrity with telling them what they want to hear when you know that's not ultimately what you want to do, who are those people? Who are those people? Yeah. So let me tell you something. If you tell them what they want to hear and you don't, and you know in your heart you don't believe it, there's a phrase I want you guys to remember, and it is this: your inner voice will betray your outer voice. When I asked him, how do you feel about that? And he said, yeah. What do you think the seller sees? What do you think the seller hears? What do you think the seller sees and hears?
Uncertainty.
Uncertainty. Lack of confidence, it's like there are all of these different signals that just even you gave off to me that told me like, I don't know. I'm a confused, I'm reading the room, right? I'm reading your, how you move your head. I'm moving how you use your voice. I'm moving how your hands are in your pocket. And I'm not saying that this is how you are with the seller, but I want you guys to read the room, right, as well. So there is a book for those of you guys who are kind of want to nerd out on this subject like I do. There's a book called The 6-Minute X-Ray. Has anybody heard of that book? By Chase, somebody who's on Amazon right now can tell me, Chase Hughes. So it's called The 6-Minute X-Ray. And it talks about identifying some of these different verbal, nonverbal, physical cues that we give off all the time. And sometimes we know that we're doing them, and sometimes we don't, right? So if like we had to roll back the tape on this, you would see things that you might say, oh, I'm gonna say that differently when I'm with that person. I'm gonna show up differently. And I think that, guys, when you are in these situations where you have a seller, and many times you will have these sellers who will say, well, this is my vision for the property, you can get them there and still be in integrity by saying, yes, I want the same thing that you do. Because in reality, if we are able to, and I know this can violate some fair housing rules, so but I'm going to be in this moment here. But isn't that ultimately what we want too? Because who's going to pay us the highest price once we fix this property up and put it on the MLS? Yeah, it would be that same buyer that they are envisioning, right? But sometimes it has to pass through a conduit, an intermediary, a real estate investor to make sure to add that indoor plumbing, right, that the house may not currently have, right? So you also have to be, and as I'm kind of listening to this too, you have to be very cognitively nimble, right? You have to be very quick on your feet as you are in these types of situations. Is this an objection that's going to come up for each and every one of you guys as you are working with a homeowner? And the answer is yes, right? And you guys all need to be able to think quickly on your feet and be able to jump to get them on this and be in integrity with yourself, right? And do you think by the answer that I gave is having me in integrity and getting them to their vision? I'm asking you, ma'am, because you look like you're judging me. I'm kidding. But seriously, how did that feel to you? It felt fine, right? It felt in integrity, and it felt like, yeah, well, this is what has to happen, and I want to get it there too. Somebody has to do the job of getting it there because a family can't move in the shape that it's in. And are most of the houses that we're looking at as real estate investors, are they in the, do they have my favorite colors, granite and stainless steel, right? Or are they have maybe missing some indoor plumbing situations in there, right? Or maybe a hoarder house or something that's not ready to go. So when you are with some of these folks, I want you to be kind of aware of some of the different ways that you can get them to ultimately where they want to go and make them feel like, yes, you are my answer, right? And then I'll also say, I asked you about the contract too, and the TREC contract is how many pages now? Who are my realtors in the room? No realtors in the room, really. It's 11 pages now. 11 pages. I think when I started investing, I want to say it was 7 pages. Do you all have some work to do in reading that contract?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Would it be smart for you to read that contract? Now, there are going to be sellers who are not going to read a thing and are just going to say, show me the price, show me when you're closing, and tell me where to sign. Are there those sellers out there? Yes, probably many of you guys have been those buyers, right? When you've gone to get a mortgage from Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, and they stack a stack of not 11 pages, but 111 pages in front of you and say, sure, take your time, read it. I'm going to be closing. All these other people are ready to go in the other room. So you're going to have both the sellers who want to read everything, and you're going to have the sellers who are going to just go ahead and sign. But for the sellers who read everything, is it going to make a difference to them whether or not you can address each one of those items in that 11-page contract?
Yes.
Yes, it will. So what's the best way to be able to do that?
Understand them.
Understand it?
More knowledgeable than them.
Get more knowledgeable than them. Literally, it's just 1% more knowledgeable than them.
Otherwise, they will put us in the corner.
Otherwise, they're going to put you in the corner. And baby does not like to be in the corner. What movie is that from? Don't put baby in the corner.
Dirty Dancing.
Say it again.
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Thank you. Come on. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm going to catch you. I'm ready for you. You're drinking wine though, so I'm going to have to join you before. You might take me up on that. It's a little scary. But I would like to try that at some point. Here's what I want you guys to do. Do you guys want the tip that will help you get better at understanding this contract?
Yes.
Okay, good. I want you to go and put your own property under contract.
Okay.
Why? Why am I going to tell you to do that? Are you now all of a sudden going to have a little bit more interest in doing it? Is it going to make sense now? Are you going to have to do the research? You're going to have to get on the CAD to be able to look up, the lot, block and subdivision name, right? Are you going to have to get on the CAD and see who owns the property? If you're renting, for example, who owns the property that you're living in? Are you going to go and be able to do some deed research, right, to see maybe even how much they owe on that property? And is it going to feel more personalized? And isn't it true that the things that feel more personal to us are much easier for us to remember? Yes, right? Because it's about us, right? It's about us personally. So I would say go home and go pull out this contract, and everything that you see in there that you don't understand, right? You got to go and understand that thing, because the seller is going to ask you about those items. And if a confused buyer does not buy, and if a confused seller does not sell, and if you can't explain it in a way that makes them feel comfortable with you, because do they want to do transactions? Does a seller want to do transactions with someone who knows what they're doing or someone who does not know what they're doing? Say, okay, so universally you guys said the seller wants to do business with someone who knows what they're doing. Is that really true? No. You say yes, you say no. Why do you say no? Will you trade places with James? And will you guys give James a round of applause? Yeah. Thank you, James. Yeah, would you mind? What's your name, man? Suki? Isuke.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
So the question was, who is the seller going to do business with? And tell us your response. I'm just curious.
The reason I think that a seller would not want to do business with somebody who's very well educated is because they are able to take advantage of them.
Oh, okay. So they have more knowledge, so they might take advantage of me. What might be another kind of tipping point? Stay up there. What might be another kind of a tipping point for a seller in terms of deciding who they want to do business with? Oh, okay, you guys trade places now. Now, yes, yeah, and thank you, Suke. Yeah, go you, sir. Yeah. Oh, we made the mic for someone who's 5'2", not someone who's 6'8". Sorry about that.
That's all right.
So is it
Larry.
Larry, hey Larry.
Yeah, how you doing?
See, I told you I didn't have my glasses on, so. And I keep telling them, when you make the name badges, can you make the name badges bigger? And they're like, it won't even all fit. Like, so Larry, so give the response that you just gave.
Just building rapport and relationship.
Building rapport,
Yeah.
building a relationship. So have you
You have
guys
to
ever
connect
heard?
with them on their level.
Get them on their level, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever heard someone say, or have you ever said, they didn't give me the highest price, but what? I liked them. They weren't as knowledgeable as the other guy, but I saw myself in them. I saw my child in them. I saw my dad in them. I saw something that I liked, right? What's one of the number one things of a successful salesperson? What's like the number one quality of a successful salesperson, Jerome?
The art to create charisma and convincing.
The art to create charisma and convincing. What do you guys think? And help?
Just in creating.
Trustworthiness? Who said something in the back? Relatable?
Also
So-
urgency.
Urgency?
Yeah, just like, this is an important thing. Yeah.
Understanding? What else? Their personality? What else?
I think that whatever makes a great salesman is the thing that he can offer the buyer.
The thing
next
that
to
he
him,
can offer.
Something that will change his life to the better.
Something that will
If he
change his
has
life for
it,
better.
Then he's a great salesman.
If he has it, he's a great salesman. Is that true? Who do we want to do business with? Likability. Likability. Yes. I'm sorry for some of you guys who are unlikable. Likability. I think I just made myself universally unlikable right there. So, but it's likability, right? Don't. Who do we want to do business with? But people that we, it's like, yeah, Gerard, if you provide me with this great solution, but then someone that I like more provides me with that same great solution, who am I going to go with? The person that I like more, right? So I think Larry, to your point, creating that relationship is a huge part of getting to yes, right? Getting someone to sign with you, getting someone to trust you, getting someone to feel comfortable for you, and even believe it or not, like I have had sellers who have said, like, I want to champion you. Like, what? Really? Yes. How does that even come about? How does that even come about? Like someone says, you know, like literally, and I've heard people who have been in situations where they're getting their first deal and they are radically present, they are incredibly likable, they are going to do whatever it takes, right? And the things that you got in this business to do, like for me, I just got in this business to buy, fix, and flip houses, right? That's what I got in to make money. That's only what you get to do after you've done everything else on this planet Earth that you had no idea that you would ever need to do as a person. Whether that's being a counselor, whether that's bringing boxes over, getting a U-Haul trailer, moving them to another place, renting a place for them, right? Or sometimes it's like, does anybody read that in the real estate investor manual? Did anybody read that in there? No, it's not in there. But is that sometimes the key to unlocking these deals? The answer is yes. And I have seen a lot of brand new investors who maybe did not know as much as their experienced, you know, other person who was walking in, but just there was something that was so incredibly likable about that person. So I want all of you guys to consider that. It's not just about knowing the contract. It's not just about having all the answers. It's not just about having that solution. It's a combination of all those things. So Larry, thank you for a round of applause for Larry for being up here. And guys, I also want to just do a quick commercial for the Texas Real Estate Investors.
Would you like to be a real estate investor in Texas? Come to one of our free local meetings to get access to free training, wholesale properties, capital, and power teams. Click on the link below to find a meeting near you and register for free.
All right. Okay, guys, let's see if I can get this back going. So as part of Texas REIAs, we do a meeting every single Tuesday. We meet in all of the major markets throughout Texas, so Austin, Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio. And we talk about real estate investing, and we share different strategies, different ideas to be able to be more successful as a real estate investor. So just want to thank you, James, for having the courage to come up and talk to us. And I hope what we share with you through that part helps you as you are working with all the next people that you are working with. So I'll ask the question, does anybody have a deal that they're working on right now that they're struggling with? Anybody? Anybody have everyone knows it's like, she's going to make me walk up to the microphone now, and I don't know if I want to do that. So does anybody have a deal that they're working on right now that they're struggling with? Does anybody have something that they're working on in their real estate investing business that they're just like, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do next. I don't know what my next steps look like. You guys are so shy. Anybody? Like, you guys all got it laid out. You don't have any questions.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Yeah, well, Gerard, what questions do you have?
I want to know
Microphone. Yes. All right, everybody say hello to Gerard.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, all right.
Well, in my case, I recently moved to the States.
Where did you move here from?
I was in Dubai.
Dubai.
I was in luxury business,
Okay.
working for luxury companies and luxury groups.
Yeah.
So since
What
I
is
moved,
that? What the heck does that mean? I'm sorry.
I was overall managing companies from A to Z, like purchasing, P&L, development, etc.
Okay. What
And,
kind of product?
basic-
What kind of product?
Luxury products, like Chanel, Dior, Gucci,
Okay,
Givenchy, all this.
Okay, so you're going to have a lot of ladies following you out of the room. I'm just saying. I'm
Yes.
just saying. And maybe some men. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Ladies,
Luxury
80%
applies to all of us,
of our
yeah.
business was ladies.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Ladies. All right. Okay. So what brought you to the United States?
I want to live the American dream.
American dream. Okay.
I want to rebuild myself because you always nurture your knowledge and you always seek new challenges in life.
Yeah.
So since the moment I came to the US, I started my luxury company as a side gig,
Okay.
all while studying real estate now,
Okay.
and I would like as well to be an investor.
Okay.
Before investing anything, I would like to get the whole knowledge about it to avoid any minimal or maximal mistake.
Okay.
So that's why I'm here.
Okay. Good. Well.
I read about you guys. I was interested, and that's why I came.
Okay. So, is this? Well, tell me how you've been learning about real estate so far. Tell me what you've been doing.
I'm trying to build my puzzle. In addition to the course, of course, itself as a realtor and real estate.
Okay. So you're going to realtor school.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Okay.
I'm studying with A civil agents.
Okay, okay.
online.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And soon, of course, I will apply for the test,
Okay.
state test.
Okay.
All while I am engaging with realtors and brokers and investors. But in the same time, I want to get the whole knowledge, the proper knowledge, not only like build my puzzle on my own.
Okay.
So that's
So-
why I'm here. So when I saw your post on Instagram, I felt like I have to be there.
Okay,
And
well,
that's why
awesome.
I'm here.
Okay, well, cool. So you're building out a realtor business and an investing business, or you're just
Yes.
building? Okay, yes.
I
okay.
want to be a realtor. In the same time, I want to be as well an investor myself.
Okay.
Invest into flipping properties,
Okay.
increase my cash flow,
Okay.
increase my passive income,
Okay.
and take it from there as well.
Okay. I'm curious. Just scanning the room. How many of you guys are also considering getting your realtor's license? Okay. Okay. Do we have any realtors in the room who are currently licensed? Okay, a couple of you guys. Okay, a couple of you guys.
Nice meeting all of you then.
So let me just ask the question, Kobe. Can you just let us know? Can you let Gerard know what you learned about real estate investing in realtor school? Not a lot. Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay. And then I'm sorry, I can't see your name from. See? Can you tell everyone in here what you learned about real estate investing in realtor school? There's no investing education in realtor
That's
school.
why I'm seeing it in the book. They
Yeah.
don't basically talk about it.
They don't talk about real estate investing in realtor school. So I wanted you guys that are in here who are thinking, I'm going to go to realtor school because I'm going to get knowledge about real estate investing. I want you to hear it from some people who are already licensed, and this is my time for disclosure as well. Licensed realtor and broker in the great state of Texas, license number 0518223, okay? I did not learn anything about real estate investing in realtor school when I first went to go and get my license almost 20 years ago, okay? So I don't want any of you guys to start down that path and say, well, wait a second, I didn't really pick up what I thought I was going to pick up here, and be upset about that, right? So, and then here's the other thing that a lot of realtors come out of realtor school feeling, especially the ones that want to be real estate investors. And that is what? For those of you guys who are realtors in the room, do they not try to scare everything out of you about being an investor? Yes? Yes? This would be the interactive part, guys. Yes? Did they kind of scare you, Kobe, about being an investor? They try to. They try to get you even not to do it, right? And literally they tell you all the different ways that realtors get sued, right? I don't know if that's like still a class when you're first getting started, but that was like one of the classes for me. And it really made it made you think it was going to be hard for you to be a real estate investor. And I see a lot of realtors who get out of realtor school and feel like they can't do, almost like they can't even walk out of the house is almost the way it kind of makes you feel. So I would tell you guys this, for those of you guys who want to be real estate investors, you may not be finding what you look for in realtor school. Yes. Now, for people who are considering that route, this is my coaching for you. If you told me, Shenoah, I want to list properties for my friends, for my family, I want to list properties for my neighbors, I want to list properties for my coworkers, I want to list properties for strangers, like I want to help people sell their houses, then I would say, you got to go be a realtor, right? And if you said to me, or if you said to me, Shenoah, I want to drive buyers around, I want to help my friends, my neighbors, my family, and just random people, I want to put them in the back of my car and I want to take them around and like help them buy their house. Go through the inspection process, go through the negotiation process, get a family and a home. Then what would I tell you? Go be a realtor. But if you tell me instead, Shenoah, I just want to invest in real estate, then I would say, you don't need to be a realtor to be able to invest in real estate. And some of the stuff that you learn in realtor school might actually take you off track for being a real estate investor, because the disclosures take people get people a little bit uncomfortable. And I'll tell you, like, and I'll walk you guys through the disclosure process for when you are a realtor and an investor, because I had an investor come up to me recently and said, I just got yelled at by a realtor who happened to be on one of my motivated sellers list, and the realtor was upset with me because in my marketing materials I did not disclose that they were a licensed realtor as well. So what does that tell you you guys have to do when you are doing your marketing to people? You have to disclose that you are a realtor, right? That's part of the process. And then what do you have to do as you have that first substantive conversation with the owner? You have to disclose. You have to share the information about brokerage services for them. You have to give them the consumer protection notice, right? So if you do anything untoward, they can go and tell on you, right? And then what do you have to do in the contract? You also have to disclose in the contract. So thank God in the last version of the contract, they moved it from page 1, I think, to now page 5, because before it looked like it was like a big red flag, even though it wasn't, right? So that's part of your disclosure. Do they also want you to give the value of the property? A CMA for the property?
Yes, yes.
Yes, they
Comparative,
do. How's that going to go over when you're Hey guys, I'm going to interrupt this part of the presentation just really quickly. Gerard, a big thanks to Gerard, yeah. So guys, we are very blessed tonight to have Olivia here. She is the host of Houses Flipping People, and I'm just going to run a little commercial for that right now. So
Houses Flipping People is sponsored by Texas REIAs, the largest network of real estate investor associations in Texas. If you have even the slightest interest in investing in real estate, come to one of our local free meetings to learn how. Click on the link below.
Awesome. So we actually have the host of Houses Flipping People here, and I'm going to see if I can get it on the right slide. Oops, sorry about that. Let me see if I can get it on the right slide. Oh, perfect. Yeah. We have the host of Houses Flipping People, Olivia Hathaway, with us tonight. You want to share with them a little bit about what Houses Flipping People does, what they talk about, and how the people in the association can get involved in that as well.
Guys, as everybody knows, there's many shows on network right now about house flipping people or flipping a house, but no one really talk about how has the investor, how his life has been transformed since he became an investor and being flipping, changing neighborhood and changing lives. So that's what I come in. I travel throughout Texas, inside the network Texas REIA, and I interview the investor that his life has been transformed, his family, and whoever is around them as well. So I just go over all the deals that he's going on, that he's happening right then, and I just go over that specific house, and I just show them how much had their house or their life been transformed with that.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. So Olivia does a lot of filming of the members of the association as they go from working in corporate America to working in real estate. And the objective of the show is not necessarily to show the transformation of the actual house, although that is part of it, but it's really the transformation of the person, the individual. So often people ask me, what is it again that you do for a living? And I often tell people that I help people quit jobs that they hate in order to do things that they love, and it feels amazing. So we'll go through, Olivia actually goes through and she interviews people who have stopped their regular full-time job to do real estate investing and how that shows up in their lives in terms of what they can do, the financial aspect of it, as well as being able to spend time with family, people that they love when they love, and it's a great opportunity. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us for this part of the show. We're going to start the next part if you want to join us for